Spotify, for many, is less a service and more a constant companion. It provides the soundtrack for morning commutes, the focus for long workdays, and the energy for evening workouts. It has seamlessly woven itself into the fabric of daily life across the globe, holding a vast library of music, podcasts, and audiobooks just a tap away. We have come to rely on its presence, often taking for granted the complex digital infrastructure that keeps the melodies flowing. It is this very reliance that made its sudden absence on December 15, 2025, feel so profound, transforming a routine Monday into a day marked by an unexpected and widespread silence. The initial signs of trouble were subtle, easily dismissed as a personal Wi-Fi glitch or a phone in need of a restart. However, as morning broke across the Americas and the afternoon settled over Europe, it became clear this was a much larger issue. Users attempting to log in were met not with their curated playlists, but with frustratingly vague error messages. The app, usually a gateway to endless audio content, simply refused to cooperate. This wasn't just a minor bug. It was a full-scale disruption of a service that millions depend on to navigate their day, turning a simple act of pressing play into an impossible task. The silence was felt most acutely by those in the midst of their daily routines. Morning commuters on the US East Coast found their train rides and drives unusually quiet, stripped of their customary podcasts or energizing playlists. In offices and co-working spaces, the low hum of shared music that aids concentration vanished, leaving behind a stark and less productive quiet. It was a powerful reminder of how deeply integrated this single application has become in structuring our time and environment. The outage didn't just stop the music, it disrupted the rhythm of a normal Monday for a significant portion of the world. As individuals grappled with their silent headphones, they turned to other digital platforms to seek answers and share their frustration. Social media sites, particularly X, formerly known as Twitter, quickly filled with a chorus of users asking the same question: is Spotify down? The surge in online chatter confirmed the outage was global. Reports flooded in from the United States, the United Kingdom, and beyond, painting a picture of a system-wide failure. The collective experience of the outage transformed a personal inconvenience into a shared global event, highlighting our interconnectedness in the digital age. The problems began to surface around 9:45 in the morning, Eastern Time, which was 2:45 in the afternoon, GMT. This timing was particularly disruptive, catching users on the US East Coast during their morning commute, and those in Europe in the middle of their workday. Initially, the issues were sporadic, but they quickly escalated. The Down Detector website, a reliable barometer for service outages, showed a dramatic spike in user reports. At its peak, around 9:27 in the morning Eastern Time, there were over 33,000 reports from the United States alone, and more than 10,000 from the United Kingdom, indicating the vast scale of the problem. It was a digital domino effect that left millions staring at a non-functional app. For those trying to use the service, the experience was one of uniform failure. Opening the Spotify mobile or desktop app often resulted in a generic "something went wrong" message. Others found themselves stuck on an infinite loading screen, with the 3 signature dots pulsing endlessly but leading nowhere. The core functions of the service, searching for artists, accessing playlists, and most importantly, streaming audio, were completely inaccessible. This wasn't a partial glitch affecting a few features. It was a comprehensive breakdown that rendered the platform almost entirely useless for a significant period. While Spotify did not release a highly detailed post-mortem, the nature of the outage strongly pointed to a server-side configuration error. In simple terms, think of Spotify's service as a massive digital library. When you want to listen to a song, your app sends a request to a librarian, the server, who finds the song and sends it back to you. On this particular Monday, it appears that a faulty update or a misconfiguration was rolled out. This error essentially gave all the digital librarians the wrong instructions, causing them to be unable to understand or fulfill the incoming requests from users' devices. This is why so many people experienced login and playback failures simultaneously. The problem wasn't with your phone, your internet connection, or your account. It was with the central brain of Spotify's system. When your app tried to talk to the server couldn't provide the correct response. This resulted in the error messages and loading screens that plagued millions. In response to the growing crisis, Spotify's technical teams initiated an emergency protocol. Their first step was likely to identify the source of the bad instructions. Engineers would have scoured recent changes made to their server infrastructure, looking for the specific piece of code or configuration file that was causing the system-wide failure. Once the problematic change was identified, the most direct solution would have been to roll it back, effectively undoing the error and restoring the servers to their last known stable state. This is a common and effective strategy for dealing with widespread software-induced outages. The company's public communication was handled through its official support account on X. At 2:48 in the afternoon GMT, nearly an hour after the problems began, the company posted its first acknowledgement. "We're aware of some issues right now and are checking them out." This message, while brief, served to confirm that the problem was on their end, and that a fix was underway. It managed user expectations and centralized the flow of information, preventing the spread of misinformation. This calm and direct approach helped reassure users that the company was actively working to resolve the situation as quickly as possible. Resolution came relatively quickly. By 3:09 in the afternoon GMT, less than an hour after Spotify's initial acknowledgement, the number of user reports on Down Detector had started to fall sharply. This indicated that the fix being implemented by Spotify's engineers was working and propagating throughout the system. At 3:44 in the afternoon GMT, just under 2 hours after the peak of the outage, the company posted an all-clear message on X, confirming that the login and playback issues had been resolved. Users were directed to the company's community support pages for further information, and for most, the service returned to normal as if nothing had happened. This event serves as a valuable lesson in our increasing dependence on cloud-based services. The convenience of having millions of songs available on demand comes with a hidden vulnerability. When the central system fails, everyone is affected. The outage prompted many users to rediscover the value of having a small, curated library of downloaded music for offline use. It's a simple backup plan, a digital safety net for moments when the vast interconnected cloud service is temporarily out of reach. It reminded us that in an always online world, having an offline alternative is not obsolete, but rather a prudent measure. Looking ahead, Spotify is undoubtedly using this incident as a critical learning experience. Major tech companies conduct thorough post-mortems after such outages to understand the root cause and prevent recurrence. This typically involves strengthening their deployment protocols to include more rigorous testing before any new code or configuration is released to the live environment. They will likely implement better canary testing, where changes are rolled out to a very small percentage of users first to see if any problems arise. This allows them to catch potential issues before they can cause a global outage. Ultimately, the Great Spotify outage of December 2025 was a fleeting disruption, a brief and quiet interlude in our digitally saturated lives. It highlighted our reliance on a single service for the soundtrack of our day, demonstrated the fragility of complex global systems, and offered a practical lesson in the importance of being prepared with offline alternatives. For Spotify, it was a stress test that, while temporarily failing, provided invaluable data for building a more resilient and reliable platform for the future.